Hello, my name is Ivy Prosper, and this is your guide on Ghana. In this episode, I am going to show you an animation studio. Africa has so many stories to tell, and I think it's phenomenal that there is a place that young people can come and create content for animated series and film. So let's head on inside and find out a little bit more about what this place is doing to get you content that's animated from Africa.
Need the stress, no, no, no need the stress. Oh no, no, no need the stress no more.
It's going well.
I'm so excited to be here to come
you're
and
really
see your
welcome.
studio.
Yeah, we're also excited to meet you.
Thank you.
We've been expecting you.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
worth the
you.
wait.
Well, my name is Anandeni Mapia, and I'm the CEO of Wonderworld Institute of Creations. What we actually do is we train students to do animations and games. That's top-notch animations and games. And also we employ them in the end to work with us on our animation project.
What made you decide to start an animation school?
The major inspiration was the fact that we had a very big project and we didn't get hands, to do. And so we decided, okay, then why don't we train some people to join us, so that there'll be more hands on deck. Animations take a whole lot of time to do. So the whole inspiration of training came from that aspect. But the inspiration concerning animation itself is because animation is a beautiful industry, and Africa here, it is not, exploited. And it's unfortunate, as we speak now, the whole of Africa, it's only in Morocco. Even they are now planning to have an animation school, which is so bad. And so there are so many talents in the senior high schools that are not exploited. And, you see somebody who is full of arts, who is art inclined, and then you see them working in a bank because they don't have any option. And so you see, there are industries that must be opened in this part of the world so that talents can express themselves. And I think animation is one of the areas that has been closed for far too long. And so that's one of my major inspiration.
This school, where you're this training center, how long do they go through the program before they complete and start working?
All right, so our training session is divided into two. That's we have the 2D session, the 3D session, and so to perfect 2D to take about 1.5 years, and then you graduate to 3D, and that will take about a year to do. So afterwards, you do like 6 months, internship with us. So basically, 3 years, you should be able to start doing something. But even after the 3 years, you should work with us or train with us for about a year or two to get to that top-notch level. Yeah.
What are some of the animations that you're doing right now? What projects are you working on?
Currently, we are doing a project with Maku Productions. It's an African story, beautiful story titled Yamina. And Maku is a Canadian company. And they gave us a chance to express ourselves, and they were impressed with our trailer. And so we are currently doing a movie with them, and we are hoping it to be on Netflix.
Why do you think African stories are important in animation?
The African man has not had the opportunity to tell his story, and you see, we've not been given opportunity to narrate our origin properly to the world. We are people who are, I would say, they even call us a third world, because they don't know where we come from. So the average African child, coming up, is more or less a bit lost, tries to replicate other people, other cultures, just to feel belonging, But I think African stories would inspire the average African child to know that, look, this is my origin. This is what my forefathers have done, and I can, build on it. I can be better. I don't have to copy anyone, So I think African stories would boost the faith of the average African child.
So I'm here with Gabe, and Gabe is from Canada, Ghanaian who lives in Canada and has come to Ghana to collaborate with this institute and using their animators to help with making an upcoming feature film. Please introduce yourself, what you do, and how you got to connect with this institute.
Yes, so my name is Gabriel Odartei. As you mentioned, I'm based in Toronto, Canada. I'm also the CEO of Maku Productions, which is a video and animation production company. So in Toronto, we do a lot of video production work and small animation work for our clients. But I decided to take on the project called Yamina, the African warrior princess, because I wanted to tell a story. And then to tell that story, I needed a very good animation team that I can afford to also work with, right? So I started doing research, and I said to myself, it would be good to find a company in Africa that I can work with, because this is an African story. I would rather use our own people to create the story. So I did a lot of research and eventually came across Wonderworld Institute. So then I sent my family in Ghana to go look at them and see the kind of work they do. And then after I got the report from my family, I realized, okay, this is the team that I needed to work with. So that's how we collaborated and started working together. So it's been like over a year now since we started working together, yeah.
I think it's really great that you took the time to look for somebody on the continent of Africa, because you could have easily just gone to Toronto, because
Definitely.
Toronto has a lot of animators. They have a lot of creative schools that people graduate from, and they're actually known for a lot of talented people, because I know Hollywood hires a lot of Canadians.
That is true. I actually did go to a lot of animation festivals, and I met a lot of people in animation. But I was just working with people and providing opportunities for animators in Ghana was one of the biggest priorities. So that's why I decided to,
And so once you connected and you came here and met with them, what made you decide these are the people I want to work with?
Well, the way they communicated with me, I felt like they were very professional. I like the idea that it's an animation school where they're teaching kids how to do animation. And then also they did a little trailer for me, like a 30-second trailer to show me what they can do. So that really got my attention, and I realized, yeah, this is what I was looking for. So,
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So now that you've connected, you're working on your story.
Yes.
It is a feature film, and you hope for this to become like international.
That's right.
to the world.
That's right.
Going through film festivals and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
What is the storyline? And you were talking to me about the name, where the
Yes.
name came from. So tell me
Yes.
about the storyline, and then tell
The name,
my
okay.
audience the name.
So the movie is called Yamina, the African warrior princess, and basically the name Yamina came from two places. In Ghana we have Yasantua, everybody knows the Yasantua story, and then in Nigeria there's Queen Amina. So I combined them and then came up with the name Yamina, the African warrior princess. But the story itself is inspired by three different African warrior queens. So like I mentioned, Yasantua, Queen Amina from Nigeria, and then in Congo there's Queen Nzenga. So if you look at all their stories, there's something that has to do with the warrior princess. So I just took a little bit of that and created my own fictional story.
I'm really excited about this film. I can't wait to see it. I know that, over the last little while, you've been sharing some information with me here and there about what you do with like little clips. And it has intrigued me. Did you write the entire story? Did you have story writers working alongside you? Like, how did you get everything come together?
So I wrote the synopsis, I wrote like the basic story, and then I had to find someone to turn it into a script. So I had to pay someone overseas to turn the story into a script where we can actually do the movie with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so working from the script, now you had to hire actors, voice actors to
that's
do
right.
everything. How was that process?
It's still a work in progress, actually. I'm still looking to bring on more actors as we produce the film. But thankfully, with Wonderworld Institute, they were able to get me a lot of up-and-coming voice actors. So a lot of the actors in our movie actually this is our first opportunity to do something like this, right? So that was good that they auditioned here and they were able to pick the right people. So now my goal is to get a few notable names in the movie so that when we do the promotion, it will help with promotion and stuff like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what do you see for this film?
I definitely see this film being in all the major film festivals, like the Toronto International Film Festival, the Black Film Festival, the Real World Film Festival. In the States, there's a whole bunch of them that I like to submit to. And then ultimately, I like to get it picked up by one of the streaming platforms, whether it's Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, wherever. And then we can do more because there's parts 2 and 3 that we can do with the story, right? So I'm hoping that it just gets picked up and then we can continue telling the stories.
I'm Joshua Lartey, and I'm the sound design guy for Yamina. I do sound design and also the sound effects.
How did you get into sound design?
Actually, it's also a childhood thing. I was in music for a while, but not professionally. We didn't go to school to study music, but then I had the talent to do it. I'm very observant when it comes to music also. So I happened to chance on this project by our director, and I happened to see like details when it comes to sound design, details when it comes to sound effects, and I chanced on this, so I had a take on it, and I realized I could actually do this. Yeah.
My name is Dylan Kwanzaa. I am a game developer at Wonderworld Institute of Creation.
Okay, you're a game developer. I love it because I don't often see women who are doing the gaming thing, and you're a game developer. High five. Yes, African woman on the move.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this game that you've created. Tell me a little bit about it.
Okay, so this game is based on the Yamina animation. So we're trying to give Yamina a revenge for what happened to,
Revenge.
yeah.
Hey,
So she's going to attack, the bad guys that, did some bad stuff to her. So when you watch the animation, you understand.
okay.
Yeah. I don't want to give too much details.
Okay, so how long did it take you to develop this game?
And it's not yet complete. We're still working on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Had some challenges, but we're back on track and hopefully complete it before deadline.
Awesome. So when it comes to game developing, is this something that you envisioned that you would do one day? Like, did you always dream that you'd be doing this? Like, how did you get into this?
I didn't ever think that I'll get into game development because I think I loved programming. After SHS, I learned something about IT. So I loved programming. I wanted to do software development, but I think I lost interest. I actually wanted to give up on programming, and I discovered that, okay, I can actually combine animation and programming because I love animation. And so I decided, okay, well, let's just try that once again. And then boom, here we are.
Where do you see yourself in like 5-10 years? What's your goal?
Well, I still want to go into game development, but then I want to do world-class game development. I want people to know that it's not only guys, because I know that people have been promoting women in IT, and I want to be part of it because I want to see more women in IT. My students, most of them are guys. And whenever I get a lady student, I'm so excited. And most of them are smart. And so I want to be someone who helps to promote IT for women and also develop game development. And even thinking of going back into software development because I think it's fun.
And I'm sure you will.
Yes.
As long as you've said it out loud, now it's out there for the world to know. You will do it.
My name is Joshua. I'm Joshua France.
Joshua, so you're animating something right now. What are you working on?
Yeah, so it's the Yamina project, and so far this is our biggest project, and we hope it goes far. So it's quite difficult because
What's difficult? Well, it
well,
looks like you're doing very well.
not in terms of like the work, but I mean in terms of getting the whole thing done, because it's, I think, like I mentioned earlier, it's the largest project we've worked on so far. So the minutes are huge. So it's more like a 1 hour project like that we're working on. So it's something else. Yeah.
People don't often think about Africa when they think about animators. How does it feel to be part of this?
I would say it's really cool. It's actually one of the dreams I've had since childhood. Yeah. But then, well, looking at how we began, we saw this coming. As a team, we kept building ourselves, and I think we are where we are supposed to be right now because of the work we've put into everything we've done so far.
My name is Nani Fuadintri, and I'm the administrator here at Wonderworld Institute of Creation. Our main focus is training young talent in animation because we realize they actually have raw talents. What we do is we enhance it so it becomes more refined, and then they can get better and get better careers.
Have you seen the progress? Like, you see someone come in and you know it's raw talent. Have you seen them and how they progress, and in the end, like how much they've improved?
Oh, yes, so much. We actually had students that cut across all courses, all fields. and some of them come with very little or no knowledge at all. And over time, we've seen a lot of them do animations. They're able to, do basic animations and even professional animations. So with progress, we've seen great progress with most of our students. Some of them are even able to facilitate other students to, let them catch up with the course. Yeah.
So when somebody wants to come to this place for training, how do they apply?
Okay, so registration is basically done on our website. We have a website that's www.wonderworldinstitute.com. So all you have to do is visit the website, you fill out the registration form, and then you send it back to us. The next step is the payments, and we have various payment platforms because we try as much as possible to reduce transactional physical cash. So we have a lot of digital payment platforms. You just pay and the registration is done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you take international students as well? Like if somebody wants to come from Togo, if they want to come from Nigeria?
Everybody's actually welcome.
Okay.
I mean, the goal is not just to train local students. We're looking at global projects. So across the world, anyone is welcome to enroll at Wonderworld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stress no more.
Do you think Africa has the ability to become a powerhouse in animation the same way we see companies like is it Pixar?
Yeah, definitely we do. And I think one of my goals is to show the world through Yamina, to show the world that we can do these things in Ghana. Because if you watch the trailer, you wouldn't know which country it was produced in. But I really, really wanted to emphasize on the fact that this was made in Ghana because there's room to do more once people see this.
So in the meantime, how can people, because is this the only project you're working on, or have you worked on previous projects? Is there anything people can see online?
So this is my first feature film, but I also have a show on YouTube called The Mansa Family.
A Mansa Family.
The Mansa Family Show. So it's like an African family living in the diaspora, kind of like The Simpsons.
Yes.
And through each episode, there's an educational piece to it. If you watch it, you notice all the characters are wearing African fashion. So I use the show to promote African culture, music, fashion, and also educate the young people through the show. So that's the Mansa Family, and then I have the Yamina movie in production, and all that could be seen on our YouTube channel, which is Maku Studios.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about this, and I think I have watched an episode of
the Mansa Family.
Yeah.
Yes, we did 5 last year, and we're going to be doing 5 new episodes this year. So as a matter of fact, we're working on Black History Month, February.
Black History Month.
I need to do an episode for Black History.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And do you have that animation also created here, or is that done in Canada?
That's done in Canada.
Okay.
I'm one animator that I work with over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I do the production, the directing, and everything, and he does the animation.
What advice do you have for young Africans who are considering a career in animation?
Well, it's a good question, actually. I feel like in Ghana here or in Africa, when we think of animation, people think it's cartoons, it's for children, but animation is a very big industry. So I'm encouraging people to take this very seriously, especially voice actors. People don't understand that in Hollywood, people make millions of dollars just doing voice acting. Nobody knows who they are. So I'm encouraging people that through animation, there's a lot of things we could do, from coloring to just drawing, voice acting, like as I mentioned. We have people that focus on sound alone. So there's so many different sectors that I think people should take into consideration when deciding what career path they want to take.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while about this.
I know.
So I'm glad we finally got a chance
we
to do it.
met in Ghana.
I know, in Ghana. I know I saw you when I was in
Toronto, that's right.
a few months ago. And so it's great to see you here in Ghana as well.
That's right.
So
Thank you so much.
thank you so much for watching this episode of Your Guide on Ghana. It's been great learning more about this Wonderworld Institute and what they do with helping young people learn about animation and gaming development.
That's right.
And I'm really excited about this film that's going to be coming out soon.
Yes.
And Yamina.
They can support us also. We have a crowdfunding page.
Oh, you have a crowdfunding page.
On
Tell us about
GoFundMe.
that.
So on GoFundMe, if you type in Yamina, the African Warrior Princess, you're going to see our page, and we're trying to raise money to do this project because it's like, the most expensive project I've taken on. So
It is definitely expensive doing an animated project. People don't realize how much goes into it.
Exactly. And there's over 30 or 40 people involved in this project as well. And everybody's, creating opportunities for them. So yeah, any support we can get is great.
Great. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. All of the information will be linked in the description box of this video, and also pinned to the top of the comments. I would love to hear from you and hear what you think. I'll also put his information if you want to reach out to him and support, as well as the GoFundMe page
That's
for you
right.
to be able to support. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so
And I'll
much.
see you next time.
No need to stress, no, no, no need to stress, oh no, no.